Hare Krishna, Jaya Jagannath. So we'll be reading today from Canto 1, Chapter 38, entitled Akura's Arrival in Vrindavan. We'll be reading verses 13 through 23 and focusing on verse 22. Before we get started, we'll sing our wonderful prayer, our wonderful song, Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Bhajajana Ramajana Yashodanandana Bhajajana Ramajana Munatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radhe, Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. On Tuesdays, Tulsi Saki was not here, and so we would need somebody to run the TV and the laptop on Tuesdays if I happen to be giving class. If I wasn't giving class, I could follow that along. But if somebody's willing to, it looks like Mother Kunti will get the laptop. Thank you so much. Om Gandhimarandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshuranmritam Dena Asmai Shri Guruve Namah. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master so kindly opened my darkened eyes with the salve of love. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Together, please. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Sarasvati, the goddess of learning, and to Sri Vyasadeva, the author. Nashta Preya Shahabreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. By regular attendance on classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering a service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome in the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. And of course, we're reading the Srimad Bhagavatam for the pleasure of their lordships, Shri Radha-Kalachandji. And like the sages of Naimisharanya, we should be reading Srimad Bhagavatam with the hope, desire, and the prayer to benefit the whole entire world. Wow. I think we can just go like this. Go to library. Go to Srimad Bhagavatam.
We haven't captured the screen yet.
Oh, we haven't captured. Thank you. Okay. 1 second here. Let's go like this. And then right here. Connect. Did we connect? Thank you so much, Mother Kunti. I appreciate you doing this. One second here. So, Sanatana Goswami has written a prayer to Srimad Bhagavatam. He's written 5 verses, and I just want to share the first one because it's quite amazing, these verses. And he says, and we'll do the English translation, O nectar from the ocean of all scriptures, singular fruit of all Vedas, rich mine of precious gems of all conclusive truths. You are the only giver of light to all the worlds. Quite amazing, right? Just by contact of the Srimad Bhagavatam, we're getting the ocean of all scriptures, the singular fruit of all Vedas. Everybody wants precious gems, right? We want nice rubies, nice diamonds. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the most precious of all gems. We're so fortunate, huh? Okay, let's get into our verses for the day. So Akrura is heading to Vrindavan to see Krishna, right? He's been told by Kamsa, who's Krishna's uncle. And Akrura is also Krishna's uncle. That's pretty amazing. So one thing we're going to talk about today is Akrura's amazing ability to remember, to meditate on the Supreme Lord. And so we'll talk about two things that are meant to help us to be able to remember and meditate on the Lord. And then we have three side things that can help us with those things even. So we'll go over some tools, some magnificent things that we've been given to be able to remember Krishna always. Because Akrura is showing such an amazing ability to remember Krishna. He's heading the way on the path to see Krishna, and he's just remembering all of this beautiful form of Krishna. So if we could start with the 38. Yes. And then we'll start with 13, and we'll go verse by verse and read the translations, and then we'll focus on 22. I'm not sure. There is a mic. Where is the mic? Okay, I'm going to start so we can get moving. And then when we get the mic, we can start. 13. That Supreme Lord has, and this is Akrura talking. While he's walking, he's thinking of Krishna. That Supreme Lord has descended into the dynasty of the Sattvatas to delight the exalted demigods who maintain the principles of religion he has created. Residing in Vrindavan, he spreads his fame, which the demigods glorify in songs, and which brings auspiciousness to all. 14.
Text 14. Today I shall certainly see him, the goal and spiritual master of the great souls. Seeing him brings jubilation to all who have eyes, for he is the true beauty of the universe. Indeed, his personal form is the shelter desired by the goddess of virtue. Now all the dawns of my life has been auspicious.
And we're so fortunate because we have Kalachandji right here. And look at this garland of Tulsi leaves. When you see something like that, you get a little taste of what Akrura is meditating on, right? This beautiful, seeing him brings jubilation. When you see a Tulsi garland like that, wow, amazing, huh? Okay, 15. It's okay. Thank you, Mother Kunti, for doing it. I know that.
Then I will at once alight from my chariot and bow down to the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram, the supreme personalities of Godhead. Theirs are the same feet that great mystic yogis striving for self-realization bear within their minds. I will also offer my obeisances to the Lord's cowherd boyfriends and to all the other residents of Vrindavan.
Very important to understand that we are paying obeisances to Krishna and his devotees. We actually are only interested in pleasing the Lord. And you know what's more important to the Lord than paying obeisances to him? Paying obeisances to his devotees. A parent, when you give them a cupcake, it's very nice. I like it when people give cupcakes. I like it a lot. But you give my kid a cupcake? Oh my gosh, you're endeared to me for the rest of my life if you can make my son or my daughter smile. So Krishna is like this. We're his children. If we can make his children smile, his devotees smile, he's so happy. 16.
And when I have fallen,
So don't hold it a little bit higher. So, thank you. Sorry.
and when I have fallen at his feet, the Almighty Lord will place his lotus hand upon my head. From those who seek the shelter in him, because they are greatly disturbed by the powerful serpent of time, that hand removes all fear.
17, please.
By offering charity to that lotus hand, Purandara and Bali earned the status of Indra, king of heaven. And during the pleasure pastimes of the rasa dance, when the Lord wiped away the gopis' perspiration and removed their fatigue, the touch of their faces made that hand as fragrant as a sweet flower.
Kura is remembering Krishna's lotus hand. If I remember correctly, Srila Prabhupada saying in Krishna book that Krishna has fingernails like red rubies. And Kura is remembering this. Purport. The Puranas call the lotus found in the Manasa Sarovar lake of Sangandika. Lord Krishna's lotus hand acquired the fragrance of the flower by coming in contact with the beautiful faces of the gopis. The specific incident which occurred during the Rasa Leela is described in the 33rd chapter of the 10th canto. 18.
The infallible Lord will not consider me an enemy, even though Kamsa has sent me here as his messenger. After all, the omniscient Lord is the actual knower of the field of the material body, and with his perfect vision, he witnesses both externally and internally all endeavors of the conditioned soul's heart.
Purport. Being omniscient, Lord Krishna knew that Akrura was only externally a friend of Kamsa. Internally, he was an eternal devotee of Lord Krishna. Jai. 19.
Thus he will cast his smiling, affectionate glance upon me as I remain fixed with joined palms, fallen in obeisance at his feet. Then all my contamination will at once be dispelled, and I will give up all doubts and feel the most intense peace.
20.
Recognizing me as an intimate friend and relative, Krishna will embrace me with his mighty arms, instantly sanctifying my body and diminishing to nil all my material bodies, which is due to fruitive activities.
21.
Having been embraced by the all-famous Lord Krishna, I will humbly stand before him with bowed head and joined palms, and he will address me, "My dear Akrura." At that very moment, my life's purpose will be fulfilled. Indeed, the life of anyone whom the Supreme Personality fails to recognize is simply pitiable.
22, and this will be our focus verse, but we'll just do the translation in the 23rd and we'll come back to it.
The Supreme Lord has no favorite and no dearmost friend, nor does he consider anyone undesirable, disputable, or fit to his neglect. All the same, he lovingly reciprocates with his devotees in whatever manner they worship him, just as the tree of heaven fulfills the desires of whoever approaches them.
In 23.
And then Lord.
Just hold here. Just don't hold the bottom. Hold only the top. There you go. Don't hold the bottom. Don't hold the bottom.
And then the Lord Krishna's elderly brother, foremost Yadu, he would grab and join him while I'm still standing with my head bowed and embracing me with this to his house. There was honor me. I told the region, welcome inquired from me how Kamsa has been treating his family members.
Okay, 22. So we'll go to 22 and we'll do the word for word first. It will help us know what we're chanting. Together, please. Na tasya, he does not have. Kashit, any. Dayatya, favorite. Shrutama, best friend. Na cha, nor. Apriyaya, unfavored. Deveshaya, hated. Upakikshaya, neglected. Eva, indeed. Va, or. Tata api, still. Bhaktan, with his devotees. Vayajate, he reciprocates. Yataha, as they are. Tata, accordingly. Suradrumaha, a heavenly desire tree. Yadvat, just as. Upasritaha, taking shelter of. Artaha, desired benefits. Da, giving. Because we're a little bit short on time here, if we could do this together, please. We'll do it in this tune. Natasya chachidayata shuratamo. Na cha priyo devesha upashaya evava. Tatyapi bhaktan bhajate yatatata. Sura dharmo yadvarupa shrita ratadaha. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: the Supreme Lord has no favorite and no dearmost friend, nor does he consider anyone undesirable, despicable, or fit to be neglected. All the same, he lovingly reciprocates with his devotees in whatever manner they worship him, just as the trees of heaven fulfill the desire of whoever approaches them. Purport: the Lord says something similar in the Bhagavad Gita. Samoham sarva behuteshu namadeshvosti na priya ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mahite teshu chapyam. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I'm equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend and is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya was as hard as a thunderbolt to those who envied him, and as soft as a rose for those who understood his divine mission. Hare Krishna. So Akrura is traveling to Vrindavan to see Krishna. He's been told by Kamsa to go get Krishna. And as said in the text, the purport, that Kamsa is an enemy of Krishna, but Akrura is a friend, a great friend of Krishna. So Akrura, although externally acting as an enemy to Krishna because he's the servant of Krishna's enemy, Kamsa, he's actually internally a devotee of the Lord. And so this can be understood in some of our situations. Do any of you have bosses or authority that are Kamsa-like, that are not for the service of Krishna? Maybe some corporation that's only interested in profit and willing to do anything for that profit? Or maybe you have to go through an education and a teacher and a institution that has no interest in the supreme truth. Their only propagating material sense gratification. And what do we do as devotees? We smile. And we do our job, and externally, we act like friends. We do our duty. But internally, like a Kura, we should be thinking about Krishna and how to spread this Krishna consciousness mission. So what we're speaking about today is remembrance, because this is what gets us past this very tough world where we're put into situations that are very tough to see how to serve Krishna best. So this remembrance is given by Prahlad Maharaj as one of the most divine processes of bhakti yoga. What are the two before remembrance? Shravana is hearing, Kirtanam, chanting. Kirtan also means to glorify by speaking about the Lord. So to become a devotee like a Kura, where you can live in a place where your boss is a demon, and if you think your boss is tough, if you think your teacher's tough, can you imagine having Kamsa as your boss? We've got it pretty easy. But but Akura, he's developed the taste for hearing and chanting, and remembrance is coming. So as before I mentioned, there's two things that can help us to be meditators on Krishna, like Akura, like Kamsa. That's funny. It's by hearing and chanting. Srila Prabhupada, if you listen to his lectures and listen to his purports, he gives such an emphasis on hearing about Krishna, hearing from the pure devotee. They will give us a taste to always think about Krishna. They will give us a taste to want to hear more about Krishna. Then, because we get some taste to hear about Krishna, and we're actually getting some enjoyment about it, there's something that magical happens. When you get something nice, when you taste something nice, when you hear something nice, when you feel something nice, when you have some kind of connection with something nice, the nice person wants to share it. And so this is when we start chanting. We start hearing and saying, I heard from Srila Prabhupada the other day this, this, and this. I heard from Srila Prabhupada's Srimad Bhagavatam this story. Let me share it with you. And so by Kirtanam, by the glorification, the chanting of the glorifications of the Lord that we heard from the pure devotee, we become even more attached to Krishna. I was thinking about recently that about books and about how Srila Prabhupada had us distribute the books of Krishna consciousness to flood the world of Krishna consciousness. And I was thinking about what's the most powerful thing right now that's flooding the world with vibrations, sound vibration. Anybody, well, bless you. Anybody have any thoughts? Anger, okay. War. How about social media? Oh my gosh, there's so much speaking, the vibration of the tongue going on social media. I was thinking about what if every devotee just started getting on social media and talking about Krishna and talking about what they you can even just read Srimad Bhagavatam. Just flood social media with each and every devotee sharing what Srila Prabhupada, what they are hearing from pure devotees, what they are hearing from their Guru Maharas, and just putting it on social media. Don't worry about followers. We're actually told by Lord Chaitanya to not worry about followers. Do not make that a goal. Just do the activities of sharing Krishna consciousness of Sankirtan. Because you will gain so much benefit from it that you will start to remember Krishna always. You will start to remember Krishna like Akrura. And that's the greatest gift. Speak to one person, great. 10 people, great. 100 people, great. 1,000 people, great. Briyat Mridanga Prabhu, our wonderful Briyat Mridanga, he's doing social media right now, and I think he gets 10,000 people that watch his stuff. That's very wonderful. However, even if you have nobody that watch it, you know what's going on? You're putting out a vibration in this world that's so powerful that the sages of Naimisharanya asked Sutta Goswami to sit and speak the Srimad Bhagavatam for the benefit of everyone. Did they have social media? No. They didn't know how this talk would go and expand. But they knew the best thing was to speak Srimad Bhagavatam and do it for the benefit of the world. I know, but it's scary to put yourself out there. I understand. It's hard. We have so many things that want to block us, our mind, from stopping us. But then hear more, and meditate on this. How can I share what I hear? And maybe, just maybe, it will come natural. But we come to remembering. Remembering is not just to remember, but to meditate like Akrura is. Akrura is meditating on Krishna so much that he is traveling this distance, and all he can think about is how to these wonderful things about Krishna, about his beauty, about wiping the sweat off the gopis, about his fingernails, about how he's going to see Krishna and he's going to throw his obeisances. If you talk to devotees, when they go to Vrindavan, they often are meditating on this. When I get to Vrindavan, I'm going to pay my obeisances in the dust of Vrindavan, and I'm going to roll in it. But it's very difficult because we're not hearing and chanting enough. And so this remembering is tough. And so you'll see that we're struggling as devotees to be in the tough situations, to be at work, to be at our 9 to 5 and to remember Krishna. But it's because we're not hearing and chanting enough. And that's not something to give a hard time. It's an encouragement that let's hear more. Let's hear more. Let's hear more. Let's read more. Let's put in our ear the storybooks of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There's a wonderful devotee named Amal Bhakta Maharaj. He does story form of Krishna book. It's so fun listening to it. He also did Srimad Bhagavatam. We just put this in our ear and hear and hear and hear and hear so that we can become very fixed in remembering Krishna. So these are two things, hearing and chanting, that help us with our remembrance. There's three things that are going to help us with our hearing and chanting. First is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is about using our intelligence to know what we're doing and why we're doing it. Not to just work, not just to act, but to do it with intelligence. And if we can be conscious in our daily lives about why we're doing something, then our hearing, chanting, and remembering will come that much stronger, because we should use the intelligence to think about how we're doing this for Krishna's pleasure. Stop. I know some of you are thinking, but Nanda Braja, I do so many things that are just so mundane and so tedious. I understand. I drove a bus for 5 years. And although I loved the kids that were in the back, they were amazing. It was so fun. It was like, here's a challenge for you. Try managing 50 kids while sitting in a seat facing the other way. You learn some things about how to work with people. But you also have so many things that you're doing in your daily life that are all just kind of tedious, kind of things you just do every day, right? But try to think about, be conscious, be enthusiastic that how can I do this in a way that would please Krishna? And Krishna will accept it. Krishna will accept it. He says, I'll accept a leaf, a water, a fruit. Just these little things I will accept. What if we try to do the thing that we need to do because we have some arrangement, but we do it in a way that we're trying to think, how would I do this in a way that pleases Krishna? And it might be like a Kura, that we have to put a smile on and act like friends. We might have to put on a friendly smile. And it's amazing if you actually endeavor with intelligence to do the things you're doing with Krishna and do it in a joyful way, even though it might be tedious, how the people around you will start to act. At first, they'll be a little envious because it's like you're so happy all the time. They'll laugh at you. Haha, this person's crazy. They're always happy. Then they'll envy you. Then they'll desire to be like you, and then they'll inquire from you. What is your secret, Prabhu? They won't say Prabhu, you may pause. Anyways, what's your secret? Just doing my best. No. What's your secret? I don't know. I'm just lucky. No. Come on. What's your secret? Okay. Here's a Bhagavad Gita. It helped me in my life. Maybe it will help you. Wow. As easy as that, possibly. Or you might have your own authenticity. You might have your own thing. You say, hey, I have this mantra that I chant. It's a mantra. It's a meditation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Try it. Maybe it will make you happy too. So we should endeavor with enthusiasm, meaning endeavoring with intelligence. That we're doing whatever we do, we should be conscious that we're doing it for Krishna's pleasure and how to do it. Matter of fact, some of the thinking of it is how I would do it for Krishna's pleasure. I don't know how I would do this thing. How would Krishna be pleased about this thing? Fight. Like Arjuna, fight your battlefield. How will I do this to please Krishna? And you're amazed how Krishna will give you some intelligence. Second thing, confidence. We must have confidence that Krishna will help us with this intelligence. That he will help me figure out how to do this in a way that is pleasing to him, pleasing to his devotees. My wife has these sayings around the house. And one of them is, and I think this really connects with confidence, it is, when things are tough, remember why you started. In our Krishna consciousness, if we can remember that, wait a minute, things are tough right now, but why did I start this? Oh, and then so many emotions, so many remembrances of flood. Oh yeah, I remember, kirtan with the devotees when I first got there and this. Oh yeah, I remember this Krishna consciousness is amazing. And that experience gives us confidence to move forward. The reason why, I'll say this, okay, one more thing, and then the next thing is patience. And this is the toughest one. Okay, Akura is on a journey to go see Krishna. Have you ever been on a long car ride with your family? What's it like? There's a few things. If you're going to a great destination, you're going to Disney World, there's a meditation on, we're going to Disney World, guys, and going. Yeah. We have some confidence, right? We've seen Disney World. We know that people have been there. And then something happens. Either you, the kid, your brother, your sister, or if you're a parent, the kids start asking you a certain question. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? The patience starts to wear thin. And so, like Akrura, our life is actually one traveling adventure to our end destination, to go back home, back to Godhead. And we're losing our patience sometimes. And so therefore we try to take shelter of other things. It hurts, it's painful. So we try to forget how difficult this is. That's understandable. But we must gain a real determination that this is our adventure. This is the place we're going. We are going back home, back to Godhead. And we don't have that confidence that gives us the remembrance like Akrura because we're not quite sure yet. We're not quite sure that Disneyland is going to be as wonderful as its parents say. We're not sure if the pastimes of Krishna are really as special as our acharyas say. It's tough. No, Prabhu. I chant 16 rounds. I follow 4 regular principles. Yes, please, let's do that. However, to get that confidence, like Akrura, that's so confident, so enthusiastic that we are remembering Krishna this whole journey, we must hear and we must chant. And we must gain that confidence that at the end of my life, I'm going back home. I'm going back to Godhead. Not by my endeavor, not by my sacrifice of chanting Hare Krishna, my sacrifice of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, not by my endeavor, although I am doing the best I can to hear, remember, to have enthusiasm, to have confidence, and have patience. But I know something that not many people know. I know a spiritual master that is so merciful, so kind, that he just wants me to follow a little bit and do the best I can, and he will take me. Srila Prabhupada, and you that are initiated, who have the gurus that are following Srila Prabhupada perfectly, we're taking shelter of them. And we should become very confident in this by hearing, chanting, and remembering about Krishna, using enthusiasm, being conscious. Srila Prabhupada says, become conscious before you come. You must become conscious before you come Krishna conscious. I know we put it in cruise control. We put it in cruise control and just do things. But try to think, why am I doing this? How am I doing it? Who am I doing it? Most important is, who am I doing it for? Who? If you want to know how, switch the W that's in the end of how and put it in the front. And who? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? How? No, who is the most important? You take that W, you put it in the front, and if you think about the who, then you'll gain some enthusiasm, some confidence. So I'll stop there. It's 8:21. Yes, did pretty good. Any questions, comments, thoughts, and encouragements, blessings? I will take all blessings available. I need them, please. And if you want to do it out loud on a mic. No, I'm just kidding. There's some go. Anyways, Hare Krishna. Do the blessings afterwards if you want to. Hare Krishna. Any comments, questions, thoughts? What do you guys think? Did I scare you guys? I'm so sorry. I feel like a little bit of a failure when there's not a good conversation afterwards. So I will literally sit here like this until somebody says something. It's all about me.
Thank you so much for stepping forward to give class. This verse is very strong. The Supreme Lord has no favorite, no dearest friend, nor does he consider anyone undesirable, despicable, or fit to be neglected. At the same time, he lovingly reciprocates with his devotees in whatever manner they worship him, just as the trees of heaven fulfill the desires of whoever approaches them. I guess my question is, sometimes we neglect others. Sometimes we look at someone as undesirable or despicable. Despicable means disgusting or not wanted. I think that happens sometimes, but not even consciously. It happens unconsciously. And how can we look over that? And sometimes you want to offer service to that person, but they don't want you to serve them. And, you want to associate with them, but they don't want your association. So how can we somehow bridge that gap and try to be Krishna conscious despite it all?
Could you imagine being a guru and you're traveling on this path? It's dirt. You're in a wagon, and it's bumpy, and there's probably snakes. And then when you sleep, you have to sleep in this dusty field. So many troubles it is to travel, to go on an adventure. The thing is, as a Kura, we have to be so determined for our destination. We have to have so much determination to serve Krishna, to spread this Krishna consciousness, that becomes our focus. And so that when these disturbing elements come, we go, wait a minute, is this have anything to do with my final destination? Does this have anything to do with my travels? Does this have anything to do with my Sankirtan? That's the first thing we can ask. And if it doesn't, then we just brush it off like a fly that lands on our lap. It's not a big, it's there. We see it. We notice it, but we just flick it away, right? But then there's some challenges that we can't just flick away, right? These people are around us that we need to work with them for Sankirtan, to serve the Lord. In that, there's two things we can do. We tolerate, and we just think about how we can get the service done. It's so important to us. How can we just work together? I was traveling with my Guru Maharaj a couple weeks ago, and he said, many monkeys make light work. And I was like, wow. In this organization, in our Krishna consciousness, we need many monkeys so that we can make light work of spreading Krishna consciousness all the world. And if I was just tolerant of some of these things that disturb me so often, maybe there would be more monkeys, maybe more monkeys to help me, to work together, to make light work and stuff. So that's one option is that we just say, we smile like a Kura and say, what shall I do? How whatever you want, Prabhu. We're put in these situations sometimes that are very tough that can help us remember this is not the place for us. And the third is our sanity is always a must. We must not lose our sanity. So if we're in a situation we are losing our sanity, then we must figure out how to use our intelligence to inquire how to move past it, how to avoid it. And that usually takes inquiring from the devotees that live in the holy dham, that know how to traverse the holy dham, know how to work through these things, and can teach us how to avoid these things. So there's three things. Either it's just not something that's a distraction to our ultimate goal, to our service. 3, it is very much necessary. 2, it is very much necessary. So we tolerate and we just work through it, and we just really keep the thing that's important, keep it important. And then 3rd is we must keep our sanity, and if we can't do these things with our sanity, then we must figure out how to work around them. How do you feel about that, Mother Kunti?
The actual source of sanity is in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, and the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, and the lotus feet, of course, of Krishna, Shri Radha and Krishna. I guess it's really, you just have to remember the example of Krishna, and the example of so many devotees who had to endure so many trials and tribulations.
I would encourage us to use our intelligence, though, too, because sometimes we're not at the level we want to be. And so sometimes if we can't have that sanity, then we need to use our tools that Krishna has given us to figure out some things. I'm not saying this is what you're saying, by the way. I'm just concerned because some people this is a possibility that some devotees might do, is they bypass things. They spiritually bypass things. They bypass things that are real, that are going on, that their sanity is important. And they'll use it that, I just need to chant Hare Krishna, and these things will go away, which is true in 2 ways. One is that we're pure devotees of the Lord, and therefore we can do that. And second is, we chant Hare Krishna, and Krishna gives us some intelligence about how to work through it. Yes. Man, start calling on people. Don't leave. What do you have to say? Yes. Anything? Yes. Say something. Mother Kunti's going to give you the mic. Kritika, what do you think? Man. So today we talked about Akura's amazing ability of remembrance of Krishna. He's traveling. He even has the worst of worst bosses, and all he can do is help. All he can do is remember Krishna. And so we want to also be like Akura and remember Krishna always. We have 2 wonderful tools to help us get there. That's hearing about Krishna, hearing from the pure devotees, and then chanting ourselves, sharing, kirtan, glorifying the Lord himself. And then it becomes easy to remember. It becomes easier. It becomes natural, I should say. And there's 3 things, 3 tools that we can use to even help us in these 3 things, which is enthusiasm, being conscious, using our intelligence to see how we are going about our actions. 2, to gain some confidence. Confidence comes from remembering the right sources. from past experiences, just having a little bit of confidence and remembering that, therefore gives us the confidence to even move forward. And patience, that, sometimes it's going to be, are we there yet? And we must know that Krishna is in his time doing what he needs to do to get us to really be able to be prepared for the ultimate destination, the spiritual world. Okay? Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Pramanande Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Vanchikopatarupyascha, Kripasindhuyevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namah. Antikoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.